Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unique Talks 143. I'm your host, Unique, and I'm super excited for this episode. We have a very special guest, my first guest, Mr. Ethan B.
Yeah, what up, what up?
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for
It
having
means
me.
a lot. I appreciate it. So, before we get started, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so like she said, my name is Ethan B. I'm a musician. I'm a producer, I'm a rapper, and I'm stoked to be doing this.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
you know
for
what?
coming.
It's been a long time. I don't like saying this a long time because in the grand scheme of things, we're all just a blip.
Yeah.
Just a speck of dust in time. But I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen you.
It has. It's been a very long time. Our story is actually interesting because we went to elementary school together.
Mhm.
First grade, I think.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
Yeah, I was first grade, and I think you ended up moving in the middle of the school year, if I'm correct.
I moved after third grade,
Got you.
and then
So were we in first grade and third grade together? I think like the same class.
yeah, with Miss Leslie.
Yes, it was
Oh,
Miss Leslie.
crazy!
That's actually really funny. And
Wonder how she's
then
doing.
you moved,
Yes.
and we didn't talk after that until we ran into each other at a party.
Yo, yes. It was
Yeah.
prom day. It was literally prom day.
Was it?
Swear, it was the after party.
Wow.
And I like it was so weird. I was faded. I was so faded.
Oh
But
my
I was
God.
just like walking around and like I saw you just like sitting over there and I was like, wait, I had to do a double take. I was like, there's no way that is who I think that is.
That's funny. What's crazy is when you came up to me, I didn't recognize you at first. I didn't know that it was you. And then you had told me that we went to school together, and then the face clicked, and I was like, oh my gosh,
That's-
Ethan, like that's crazy. It's been so long.
Yeah.
But it has been a long time because I don't think we talked after that. Like we just have each other on social media, and
No,
that was
yeah.
that. So I appreciate you for wanting to come on and do
Oh,
this with me.
absolutely.
Dating. That's the topic
Yeah.
that we're going over today.
Crazy.
What made you want to come on and talk about this?
So, I mean, I think it's an interesting topic, you know, especially like for like people in our age bracket and just with how society is kind of evolving, it's becoming like of more of a topic that just it comes up a lot.
For sure.
And it's definitely very controversial, you know? Like we were just talking about, like the overall sentiment of it seems to be like dating is not good. Like I talked to like my mom, I talked to my friends, all these people. Everyone's like, "Oh man, dating sucks.
Yeah.
Dating sucks." And which, you know, if like that but that kind of doesn't make sense to me cuz it's like if we all know that dating sucks, then what like what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't. So, which I disagree that it sucks.
Interesting.
So that's like kind of my take right there.
It's interesting because I feel like I was saying you hear a lot, specifically for our generation, Gen Z, that it's just, it sucks. It's not like
Oh,
what
yeah.
it used to be. And I'm kind of more on that like point of view. So
Mhm.
I guess I'm curious to know what has your experience been dating in 2025? Like as a man, because obviously it's different, you know, for me. So what has your experience been?
Well, for me personally, it's like
I should ask, sorry, are you dating right now?
I'm not. But in my experiences, I feel like personally, like I've just been pretty blessed where it's like I've not been with like people who are like out here like wasting my time. I've not gone on any like really crappy dates. Like I've been on dates where it's just like, all right, yeah, I'm not talking to you after this. Like
I feel like we've all had that one.
yeah. But like that's not like something like that. I mean, that's been not the norm for me.
Okay.
And you know, like I feel like I just generally just dated or talked to or whatever with, you know, a lot of ladies that um you know are like genuine good people in even despite the fact that, you know, we're not talking or whatever anymore. It's not like it's never been really like any bad blood with
Yeah.
me. And so I feel very blessed in that sense, even despite, you know, going through like, you know, heartache
Yeah.
and all sorts of stuff.
That's good. Um, what do you think is different in dating than it was like 20 years ago? Like when our parents were, you know, dating and doing their thing. What do you think has changed like with our generation?
You you can't have this conversation without talking about our phones.
You're
This
right. Yeah.
changed
Yeah,
everything
for sure.
from just it's a great tool to where we can connect with people and we meet people on here now and all sorts of stuff, and it's provided a lot of access and opportunities, but it's also been kind of like a double-edged sword
Yeah.
because I feel like it's also our attachment to these has caused a lot of the problems that
Yeah.
we see in modern
And there's like so many, it's so like it's so easy to access now. Like I feel like
day.
there's like swipe culture too. Like there's so
Mm,
many dating apps where you can just go on an app and just literally swipe and see like what you
yeah.
like and what you don't like. Which I mean, I guess it could be a good thing, but also not because there's like so many options versus I feel like in our parents' time and their generation, you actually had to go and like meet and make connection in person. So I feel like that's something that's like different too.
No, absolutely. You know, a bunch of like friends who just like, you know, they don't meet people in person. They're like on apps and stuff like this. And the apps themselves are I don't want I hesitate to say this like but like kind of nefarious because it's like they're incentivized to make money.
Right.
So they make money by you staying on the app.
Yeah.
You stay on the app, that means you're not like building relationships with
Mm-hmm.
people. Like you're stuck in that loop,
Right.
and it activates those
Mm-hmm.
dopamine receptors in you.
Do you think that the apps are doing more good or more harm? Because we see that we're in a time right now where it's hookup culture. Do you
Hmm.
think the dating apps are adding to that?
In term, it definitely like adds to the pervasiveness of hookup culture,
Mm-hmm.
and I think ultimately that is gonna do more harm. You know, I stay away from it. You know, I'm not like I don't want to be on it. It
Mm-hmm.
just sounds like a waste of time. Um,
Same. I don't think I've had a dating app or have used it, but I have heard of like friends who have used dating apps and they
mhm,
actually have met and made a connection and like
mhm,
are with their significant other from that. So I mean, I guess it works for some people. Like I
yeah.
said, it's just not for me. I wouldn't, but I mean, I see it two and two where it could be good and harmful at the same time.
Mhm.
So
Was it a conscious choice for you to not be on them?
I think with me, I'm just somebody who enjoys meeting people in person and making that connection. So that's just where I come from. Like, I would rather it be that way than me just going on an app and, you know, finding somebody. But that's just me personally. I know it's different for everybody.
Right.
What about you?
Me, it kind of was a conscious choice where it's just like it just seems weird. It's like if I'm looking for a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
that's the wrong place to look for it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Cuz it's, you know, it's you got to do all sorts of vetting.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do all this like investigation, and
Yeah.
I don't know how to text people. Like so
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, I feel like it would just be a headache.
Mhm. You had actually brought something up to me that I feel like goes to this, and you had brought up how the Japanese government
Yeah.
they have a dating app right now
Mhm.
where they're like people are meeting to find marriage and stuff like that. What
Yes.
exactly is that, and what are your thoughts on that?
So in doing a light little bit of research on it, the Japanese government, they made that app, and it's it's a little bit more, I guess, like hardcore than like these traditional dating apps that we're used to, where it's like you have to like upload like a bunch of stuff. Like you have to upload uh income verification. You have to be like, look, I'm on here to like get married.
Uh,
Like this is what I'm doing. And it's a much greater upfront vetting process to make sure that people do this. And that's because they're seeing a lot, and we're seeing this across the globe, but I think especially in Japan, and I've also heard in Korea as well, birth rates are declining very low. Here in America, women are having, I think, 1.6 like children
mhm.
basically. Like that's like kind of like the average fertility. And
And I heard they're also having babies later on. Like the average
mhm,
right now is like they're in
yeah.
their like their 30s, late 30s. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of that is because it's expensive.
It is.
I think,
It's very expensive. We're in a different time than our parents were, and
dude, if I had a kid right now, bro, I'd be done, man.
it's
I'd be
crazy. I honestly I don't know how, because I have friends who like have children. I'm like, how are you surviving? Like I
no.
don't understand it. Like
Mhm.
I'm one person, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
But no, back to the app. So it's scary that their government though, would have that much information on them. What do you
Yeah.
think of that? Like, because I know what they're trying to do. Like, obviously, they're trying to help, like, with the birth rates, but also, what about the danger of having the government have that much access, that much information?
It is a little it is a little perturbing, you know, especially cuz I mean, we know here that like the government can read all of our texts, all
Mhm.
of our emails, all that stuff. And it is a huge breach of privacy, but well not but I've heard that as if if we're looking to advance technologically, it's going to come with it's going to come with like giving away our privacy.
Mhm.
Like just for example, like saving your password on your phone. Like that, I mean that's very small compared to this, but it's like just the fact that your password is saved on your phone and you could get hacked or the government can see it at any
Right.
time. It's you're lowering your privacy for convenience,
Mm-hmm.
for efficiency. And so, and especially with like AI and stuff coming in, I feel like we as a people are going to keep lowering our boundaries with this sort of stuff in the name of advancement. And I think ultimately our individual feelings on it are kind of irrelevant because it's going like I just
It's
think it's gonna
become the
happen.
normal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's, yeah, like you said, I feel like it's there. It's all in our face. It's not going away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, what do you think when it comes to dating has changed with gender roles? And do you think that um, politics has a play when it comes to dating and where we're at with gender roles in dating?
So I think definitely gender roles have kind of evaporated, and I think in typical online discourse you're seeing like less of it where and it's like, you know, women are more wanting to like are becoming more and more focused on career goals than I think they were in the past.
For sure.
Or men are being men are being like encouraged more to like, you know, be more open or help out more in terms of like the domestic type of lifestyle than like outside.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there is definite shift in that. And part of that is because, as we mentioned before, things are getting more expensive
Yeah.
where it's becoming more and more required to have like a secondary income
Mm-hmm.
into the household. But I all at the same time, I also think a lot of that is more just online discourse. And when I go out in the world and experience things, and just my experience where it's like a lot of ladies like do still want to be like stay at home
Yeah.
type of moms, and a lot of dudes want to be the ones to go out and work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still experiencing that a lot. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like if many women had it their way, they would be
For
stay
sure.
at home
A
moms.
hundred
You know, they
percent.
wouldn't be working. It would just be the man goes out,
Yeah.
works. And
I think it's just like with social media, like you see that push of a lot of these feminists coming out, like who are opposed and against that. But I think when you actually go out and you actually talk to people in the real world, you'll see that, like you said, a lot of women would like to stay home, like, and, you know, take care of their children, be a stay at home mom, a stay at home wife. And, you know, a lot of men, I'm sure, would want to be in the I can't even say it, workforce providing for their family. But I think it's just that push with social media and like what they're trying to put out there. Um, and also, I feel like that gets to my point of, you know, in dating, I feel like a lot of people aren't intentional, or you see that, and there's this situationships. There's this push on that. What do you think of that?
just crazy. It's crazy how like that's like become like a term
There's
now.
so many terms that keep coming. It's like, I honestly, I think that's why dating is so complicated for our generation, is because they keep coming out with these words and terms that shouldn't even be, like, they shouldn't even matter, you know? Like, I'll let you say what you want to say and then I'll get to.
Well, you know, it's like the situationship is just weird. Like I've not heard of anybody who's had a situationship that's like turned into something.
Yeah.
And I feel like on premise, on the principle of it, like just in a vacuum, like I see it and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I think in practice, that's where it becomes an issue, because it's like it hinges on like people not gaining feelings.
Yeah.
And someone is bound to do it, even if they say, "Oh no, I'm not."
Yeah.
Like I think it's just bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is what leads to like these like 3 month, 1, 2, 3, however few month long excursions with this one person that almost always ends in someone just being really hurt by it.
And it's like, what's the difference between being in a situationship and being in the talking stage? Do you see how there's like too many terms going on? It's
Yeah,
like,
it's weird. It's weird. It's like, and I think this is where it gets put on the individual, where it's like the onus is on you to like be upfront and open. And so that's really the best that you can do. And then some, if they're not going to be open with you and all that stuff, then you know that's on them. But like
right.
we got to take the responsibility to make sure that we're being open with it.
Mm-hmm.
We get to we get to be the permission in terms of, yo, this is where I want to go.
Right.
Like, come with or not. Like, this is how I'm coming. We get to be upfront about it and be the ones to like, instead of sitting in this kind of like standoff where it's like, okay, who's gonna say something first? Who's gonna say you got feelings first?
Yeah.
Who's gonna like be like, yo, like what are we first?
How long would you say, like, before you determine if it's an actual relationship or if you want to go somewhere with it?
I don't think there's really a time frame on it. It's kind of like ultimately like going back, it's like it's on you. It's on the individual where it's like you get to be the one to figure out like, do I like where this is heading?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna say something about it now or not? Because like some people like, you know, like there's all these like arbitrary like rules and stuff, and I feel like social media has put a lot on it. But that's taking people out of being present and mindful into what is actually going on in front of them. So like some people would be like, oh, you have to wait a month. Oh, you have to wait 3 months before you like.
I would say I'm more of that person where I I wouldn't say I rush it, but I would say I have a time. Like, I think 3 months is enough to get to know a person and
Oh
decide
yeah.
if that's something you want to be. So for me personally, I think once I got to that 3 month mark and I was with somebody who still didn't know, honestly, I would have to let that go because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think it takes more than 3 months to actually get to know
Hmm.
somebody and figure out if that's someone you could see yourself with, you
Yeah.
know? So I
Because it's
mean,
like if it's 3 months, that's kind of a minute. Like, how many times have y'all gone out? How often are y'all texting? Like, you should definitely have an idea
so I think that
of
people
like,
should put a time to it. It's just how much time are you okay with having,
yeah.
you know? But again, that's just me. That's where I'm at on
Mhm.
it. And then I think like determining if it's official or not. Obviously, if like that person were to ask you to be like their boyfriend or girlfriend, you know, would you agree with that or would you say something else?
What do you mean?
Like, in order to know if it's official, like that person would say they wanted to be with you in a relationship. Like they would call you your boyfriend and your girlfriend. Like that would determine it being official for you,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to dating, we also have this thing going on right now called ghosting.
Yeah.
I honestly hate that, but what do you think about it? And have you
Um,
ever been ghosted before?
have I been ghosted? Well, I don't know. Like, there's been like people that I was like, talking to, and then like, but it never was like we were just talking. Like that was it. Like maybe not even like we'd even go out, and then we just like kind of like fall off and stop talking, and um, I guess that's definitely like on me where it's like I could have made a move or
Mm-hmm.
something, ghosted. I mean, I kind of had a situationship where it just kind of like really abruptly ended, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just like that. That hurt. That hurt because it's like
Was it ghosting though? Did she ghost you? Because ghosting is just like where that person talks to, like stops talking to you out of the blue, right?
yeah. Well, like there was like I received a last message.
So she gave you the closure you needed.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
yeah.
It's okay. Oh my gosh, that's funny. It's
Does that
not
happen to
funny.
you?
I have been ghosted before, but I think mine hurt more because mine was with an ex. So it's like,
Mhm.
we were together, you know, and then not together, and we had like our little situationship after that we were going through, and then,
Mhm.
you know, I was still trying to text him and everything, and
Mm.
then I just, I got blocked and ghosted,
Mm.
and that one hurt, but there's a
Hurt
lot
like
of
what?
growth that came through it. I think that I didn't get closure, so I didn't get that closure, and then again, just I don't know, like, sorry, I just think it's rude, like to just block somebody and not like, tell them like you could easily just say like, hey, like I'm not feeling this, or like, hey, there's something else going on. Like I don't think you have to, just stop talking to somebody out of the blue. So
No, yeah.
this is with somebody's head
You
for
know,
sure.
no, like, just like being so close to blocked is crazy. It's
Right. Did she
crazy.
block you or no?
Well, we didn't have each other on social media, but she didn't respond. But I was just like, nah, I can't do that to myself. I'm not gonna do it.
But you
It's
guys
just
weren't an actual thing. You were just
no, it was
talking.
just a situation.
You were hurt by it.
Yeah, I was hurt,
Yeah,
bro, because like it was
it
a few months
happens.
long, and like I told her like, yo, I really like you, and she didn't know what she wanted or whatever, and but yeah, that was a few years ago,
Yeah,
so we up.
that's good. I'm glad you healed from that.
Although I don't know, I might have ghosted somebody.
Have you?
Well, not like
See, I don't think I've ever ghosted anybody. Like I always let
not
people know straight up if I'm not feeling something.
well. There was one person I went out on one date with, and it was like just hella boring. I was just like, this is not happening, and so I didn't even like text him back or anything after. I mean, it was just one date though, and I
Did
had just
she
met
reach
them.
out to you, like wondering like what happened or
No,
no? Oh, so
yeah,
well, that's fine. Then you didn't have to
and
worry about hurting anybody's feelings.
yeah, and there was another time where like I was like this was like a crazy date. It wasn't even a date, which is like this was
Wait,
just
how do you
like
explain that?
nah, cause like we went out on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
This was like the second time we'd even gone out,
Uh-huh.
and she was just like trying to get me to like do some shit with her work, her pyramid scheme. And so, and then she didn't even take me out to dinner, bro. She
Oh
came
my
all
god.
that way and picked me up. I got her like flowers and shit. It was
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Wow. Oh, that's so
And
nice of
so
you.
I didn't talk to her after
I
that.
honestly, I would have ghosted somebody if they did that to
Nah,
me.
yeah,
Like,
because I was like, bro, there's no way. There's no way.
that's crazy. I'm not even
Nah.
mad at that one. That
I,
one's
I wasn't mad. I
understandable.
wasn't mad either. Like I thought it was like genuinely like funny.
Was it a waste of your time or was it actually interesting at all? Did she say some good stuff about her little pyramid scheme?
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
was cool. I
Okay.
have an IRA now because of
Interesting.
it.
Okay, so you got something out of it. That's hilarious. Did I go over hookup culture already?
We kind of like
Briefly?
graced over it.
We can go ahead and dive into that. Hookup culture.
Yeah,
What do you think about that? Positive or negative?
I think overall it's is generally a negative. I don't see any moral or ethical wrongs with it. They can come up, but it's like in the situation where it's just like two people being clear on where it is, and then that's how it is. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Do you think it's more of a negative when it comes to the woman, or what do you think of that?
I mean, I don't see it in like more negative for either the man or the woman. Um, I just think generally it's kind of a negative where it's just like you're wasting your time,
Mm-hmm.
and you're chasing something so fleeting, so menial, and it's like if you want to have your fun, that's cool and all, but in terms of like long term, like what what is it even doing?
Right. I actually got a comment on my last video when I was speaking on that, and the person said that women enabled hookup culture, men just took advantage of it. Would
Yeah,
you agree with that?
100%.
Me too. And I think I'm against hookup culture just because I think in the end, the woman is just going to get hurt because we
Hmm.
just don't think the same when it comes to that stuff, you know? Like women,
Hmm.
we tend to think with our emotions and our feelings. Men can just do something and it not mean anything. And I feel like that's where a lot of women don't understand that.
Yeah.
So I think that it's just a negative more for the woman because I think end up getting hurt more in the end.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
would you agree with that? Do you think it's easier
Yeah.
just for a man
And
to do
yeah,
something, no emotion, no feelings?
yeah.
Yeah,
And I also it's like this is for the woman or greater.
yeah,
Just like an unplanned pregnancy is like,
true.
that's something that the dude, I mean, he like, there could be a situation where like, the child is had and you get child support, but like the guy doesn't have to carry that baby
Hmm.
around. So the consequences for women are greater.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or B
Oh my
movement.
gosh, I did have that, and we didn't get to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's a radical feminist movement in South Korea, and it's got four, basically means four no's.
No
Okay.
dating, no sex, no marriage, and no kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is that something we're seeing here? Like, is it coming over here? Like, they started over there, and now it's like the feminists here are trying to make it a thing, or what's happening with that?
I think that's a microcosm, a greater thing going on here, where it's like, you know, we're seeing like marriage rates go down, we're seeing birth rates go down, and it's like partially just with how, excuse me, how expensive everything is becoming, and with a lot of international like turmoil and stuff, a lot of people are just hesitant to doing it. And then seeing like a lot of like, oftentimes like irreparable harm and men can do to women, as well as like the history of
Mm-hmm.
just our species and how things have shaken out. I think it's definitely radical, but it's just a response to like how we've behaved as a people.
Why did they start this movement? What was the reasoning for it?
I'm honestly not sure as to like specifically, but just taking it just taking a step back, like, like it's kind of easy to see why. It's like why, like I see the logic there where it's like if men are doing all these things to you, if men really ain't shit,
Mm-hmm.
then like why would you want to do all this stuff with them?
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's a plus, like a positive, or do you think it's a negative?
It's a negative.
Negative.
You know, it's I mean it's like I think it's I think it's just kind of like avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a movement of kind of just like avoiding accountability.
Yes, 100%. I agree with that. I think there's just a lack of accountability that a lot of women want to take and what they decide to put up with, and then that comes down on the men. And I think something that I just want a lot of people to realize is that there's a lot of good men out there, and I want men to realize that there's a lot of good women out there as well. And I think with that movement, I think all it's going to do is just push men towards the women who are actually wanting that life of like being a wife, staying at home with their children, and it's just gonna push them to the good women out there. And I think
So it could be good.
it could be good. I think it's a dumb movement if I'm being
Yeah.
honest, but yeah, I think it could be good because I think that that's all that's gonna happen. Really, is it's just gonna show men the woman that they should stay away from. As a man, what do you look for in a woman when it comes to dating?
For me, there's obviously got to be some like compatibility on the big things, like like if I'm gonna get into a relationship with somebody, like they got to want to get married and have kids. Like for me, because like I've always seen myself like that being the I've always seen that happening for myself, and so and I do really I do want to have kids someday. So like that, if I'm gonna get into a relationship with somebody, like they like that has to be on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the biggest thing. And then aside from that, like I'm not like necessarily like looking for um certain traits other than like if our personalities like vibe and mesh well,
Mm-hmm.
like it's got to be like I got to like want to like enjoy spending my time
Of
with you.
course, yeah.
And like that's pretty vague
Mhm.
cuz like that's I that's not really like pointing to anything. But
Do you think politics can play a part in for you personally? Um, if somebody had different political views from you, would that be a yes or no for you? Would that determine?
maybe, see, I've been with ladies who we did have differing views, but we never really talked about it. And so maybe had like this relationship gone on longer, things got even more and more serious, maybe it does become an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm generally pretty open about it. And I feel like also just simply like my views politically are very like open.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very like centrist. So like it's I don't like hold like many like disagreeable
Yeah.
positions, I guess.
Do you think that's something that people should talk about when it comes to dating? Like,
I
is that
think
something
so.
that's important?
Yeah, generally cuz it's like, definitely for some people that's like a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I think there are some views that like, or some certain political issues that are like more critical and crucial to
Mhm.
like the relationship that you want to have shared,
Yeah.
and others are more trivial where it's like, you can disagree on that and it's not really like a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, especially like a lot of like social issues are kind of like what you want to be aligned on,
Right.
whereas like other things like maybe like fiscal policy or like foreign policy, you might be able to be a little bit more, there's more room to like
Mm-hmm.
disagree on that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think for sure, just as long as your values and your beliefs match up,
Mhm.
that's something that should matter. I think politics play a small part into it, but not too much. I think that's something that you could kind of put to the side,
Mhm.
as long as, like you said, it's not like on those big like social issues.
Yeah.
What's one thing in dating that you want to get rid of right now?
That I want to get rid of.
Yes. Like it could be like a term, something that's just happening. I would say mine would be hookup culture. I just want people to go back to being intentional with their dating, and
Mhm.
I want us ladies to have standards for ourselves and hold ourselves, for the right man. What's something that you would say for men, or maybe just yourself, or in general?
I mean, very broad, but just like dishonesty. It's like there's all these things where it's like, either people aren't being honest with themselves about what they want, or they're not being honest with the other person, and that is leading to wasted time, wasted energy, where it's just like if you were like in tune and aligned with like
Who you are
your,
and yourself.
yeah, then that would lead to like better outcomes.
Mm-hmm. More of a genuine connection.
Yeah. And then I would also get rid of comparison.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comparison on social media
Mm-hmm.
where it comes in two ways, where it's like you see this relationship, this happy couple, and they're all, going to the
Mm-hmm.
Bahamas, and they're like, in love and all that, blah blah blah. So you see that and it's like, dang, why aren't we like that? So like that's one comparison.
Yeah.
And then the other comparison is like the rules that people have, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, if she ain't doing this, then get rid of her. If he ain't
Yeah.
doing this, get rid of him.
Like there's no grace anymore. Like people are just expecting perfect, and that's not, that doesn't exist. Nobody's going to be perfect, and especially when it comes to social media, like a lot of that stuff just isn't real. Like you see
It's
these,
not,
they look
yeah.
happy, and then it's like behind the scenes they're fighting,
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like I definitely agree with that as well. I think the comparison thing is a big thing that I've seen, and it needs to go
Mhm.
away. What is one piece of advice that you would give somebody who's dating right
Oh,
now?
advice.
Who's over, like done with modern dating, can't do it anymore? What is one piece of advice that you would give them?
Look in the mirror, bro. Look in the
That's a
mirror.
good one.
Like, if you're like tired of it, you've gone through all these experiences and they're all shit. Bro, what's the common thread? What's the common denominator here? It's you. It's
Mm-hmm.
you. Figure something out. Like, get it
Yes.
together.
Yeah.
Like, and like obviously, like, I feel like especially with women where it's like, all these like bad dudes.
Spend this, spend that.
Yeah, but it's like you can't control other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Agreed.
you control yourself.
Right.
So like step up, see where you can improve. Like,
Mm-hmm.
be honest and responsible.
See where you're falling.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Because otherwise, you're gonna be pointing fingers the rest of your life.
Seriously. Yes, definitely take accountability for yourself and your actions and where you're at. For you personally, what does a healthy relationship look like?
Respectful. It's um, it's intimate. It's loving. It's the collaborative effort to create something beautiful, and it's honesty, and it requires effort and adaptability and shared um a shared vision for how you want both of your lives to move forward.
Yeah.
And it's also, this is going to be kind of a hot take actually, but I don't believe in like fighting. I really don't. Like, obviously disagreements are going to come up. Obviously there's going to be some conflict, but fighting, I think that's ridiculous
Mm-hmm.
when it resorts to name calling,
Yes,
when
100%.
when it comes down to disrespect, when it comes down to, you always this, you never this,
Mm-hmm.
when it's you, when it's,
I don't think that's a hot take. I think
well,
that's
I
something that's reasonable and
I I,
understandable.
I mean, I guess like when I explain it like that, but a lot of people are like fighting is just part of the relationship. Now look at you, mom and dad, divorced.
Yeah, seriously. I think that probably just comes from a lot of people who didn't get to see a healthy relationship, who were in that toxic, seeing their parents fighting all the time to think that's normal. Because you're right, that is true. I do see a lot of people in these toxic relationships who are yelling, name calling, and they think that's normal, and it's not. Um, so yeah, I don't think that's a hot take, but I can see where you think other people would.
Another thing, what you said it in the last video. You said, um, don't go to bed mad at each other.
Yes.
I disagree with that. I
Really?
do, yes. I don't. I think there's,
Okay.
because I don't. I'm not gonna be in that situation where where I let my emotions get the best of me and say something that just causes ridiculous strife and it turns into a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm getting heated, I need to step back.
Uh-huh.
I need to step back. Give me a second. And sometimes if it's like late at night and it's like bedtime, like, no, I'm not staying awake to maybe have this turn into a fight.
So you would go to sleep upset with your significant other? Like you wouldn't want to fix it? That
I would be like, look, I'm up here right now and I'm not going to get down here. This is not going to be a productive conversation.
so you need longer than a day. Because what I was hinting at that video is like, for me personally, like I'll give you your day. Like I'm somebody who needs like that whole day, but it's like when it comes to night, like I want to fix it,
Okay. Well,
Do you get what I'm saying?
okay. Yeah, that's a bit different because it's like, I'm thinking it's like, if it's at nighttime and coming to,
Yeah.
but if this happens in the morning, by the evening, we're probably going to talk about
I
it.
should have made that clear. I can understand like if it happens at night, yeah, like I wouldn't want to fix it right away. But like I was saying more of like if you like get in an argument like that morning or something, like you have all day to figure out what's going on, and
No,
then
at that point, you're just avoiding,
Mm-hmm.
go have that talk.
But I get that and I understand that. But that's also where I said in that video, like, you got to understand the person that you're with, because there are people who like can fix things right away. And then there's people who need like that time to, kind of come down. So I agree with that. I see that. Before I close this out, because this was a good discussion and we talked about a lot, is when it comes to love, is it a feeling or is it a choice for you? Do you think love is a feeling or is it a choice?
I think it's a choice where it's continual, like double, triple down, like commitment on like, you're going to keep on doing this because, some, it can, it's going to require work. It's going to require effort. And, it's easy to, it can be easy to be like dismissive of that and kind of take it for granted, because like even just thinking about like relationships that I have, like not non-romantic relationships, like with family or friends, it's like You know, if you're gonna like continue to have that strong connection, like you got to keep putting in effort, like willingly, and you got to choose to do that. Otherwise,
It's just gonna fall apart. Like, you know, if you're
the
not,
connection will suffer.
yeah, I agree with that. I think people need to put in the time and the effort. It takes work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just gonna come right away. You know, like you'll have that initial spark, that feeling, but to keep
Mm-hmm.
that, you gotta keep putting in the work and the
Yeah.
effort. Um, is there anything that you want to rebuttal against me in the last video that I posted? Anything you
Not
disagree with?
necessarily a rebuttal. But I did want to bring this up. Like I've mentioned a few times where I think it's kind of obvious, like it's gonna require work, it's gonna require effort. But I don't feel like it should be hard.
It shouldn't be hard. I just think the generation that we're in, it's become hard, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that it should be. And again, I think it's just because a lot of people haven't they they didn't get to see those healthy relationships. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
get to see their parents putting in work. You know, a lot of their parents are divorced, so it's like um, it shouldn't be hard, but I think it is for a lot of people just because they didn't
Yeah.
have that example.
No, totally.
And it's hard, you know, just breaking bad habits and patterns that you've seen. So
Mm-hmm.
I have an understanding of that. I think if we want to change and make things better, it all comes back to accountability, taking accountability for yourself, and you know, just there needs to be a culture shift. I think when it comes to dating.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thoughts on it. What are yours?
No, yeah, and it's we can't control anybody but ourselves. We get to be responsible for the outcomes that we're creating. If we're gonna make this better, we get to do that. We get to put in the work and get there.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't, then we're just gonna keep seeing the same things over and
Mm-hmm.
over again. And we're gonna get jaded. We're gonna have this like huge suitcase of baggage that we
Yeah.
keep putting stuff into
Mm-hmm.
because of all these experiences that we're accumulating.
Yeah.
And so, which also comes, which is, I think that's part of why there's the idea that we should have kids young,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, you're not accumulating all this BS.
Yeah.
You know, because, I know people where it's like they've gone through it, the rigmarole so many times with a bunch of different people that they're just left like so unsatisfied.
Mm-hmm.
And then they they're not finding anything.
Yeah.
That's where like a lot of this stuff gets really hard. And especially because we keep saying the solutions where it's like, look at yourself, figure out what you got to do, but it's like I think that in concept is easier than it is in
Yes.
practice.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's hard to take a look in the mirror and realize that you might be the problem and
Mhm.
that you need to change something.
and even then it's like, what do I change?
Yeah.
Like, what do I become responsible for?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know this,
Yeah.
and I think we're seeing, you know, a, even just for men, a lot of men are trying to find relationships. They're trying really hard to do this, and what they're doing isn't working. And so we can just say, oh, take responsibility, or oh, like do something, like put yourself out there. And for someone who's like, maybe more extrovert and oriented, that'll be easier for them. Or it's like, okay, but like
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't that's such like a bad like solution, because what does that mean? What does it mean to put myself out there? What does it mean to take responsibility for this?
Yeah.
What does it mean to do all this? Like, and then you go online, you see all these conflicting answers
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, this is how you should be, or this is how you should be, and it's like as if that's the universal fix.
Right. Yeah. I think my closing thought is just for somebody out there who is struggling with dating, who has given up hope, just don't give up on love. Know that there is somebody out there right for you. Work on fixing yourself first. And when I say fixing yourself, I mean healing from any brokenness or pain that you're dealing with, becoming a better version of yourself, kind of like I said in the last video, and just have standards and knowing what you're looking for so that you're not out here wasting your time when you're dating, and be intentional with it. So that's what I have to say on it.
I agree. You know, as when you're walking the way for you, when you're aligned, head, body, mind, spirit, all that, then that's when that's when the doors open for you. That's when you not only become cognizant of the opportunities, but the opportunities that are being presented before you are the ones that, you know, you get to take in that are in integrity with who you're looking to become. And that includes, you know, finding love. You know, when you're walking on your path intentionally, purposefully, you're going to find somebody who aligns with that.
And as somebody who's a believer in God, I will say that his timing is perfect. And when it's your time, he will send that special person into your life. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just be open. Be open to it. Be open to receive. And, you know, don't discount or discredit even little things that are coming your way.
Yeah.
It's all like kind of like a sign where it's like,
it's all going to align together. Like you said, it's all going to come together.
And you can only notice that when you're walking in your purpose. You can only notice that when you're walking with intentionality. Because then it's like you start to realize all the blessings that you have, and you become more and more grateful for it. And so just focus on doing what's right.
I agree with you 100% with everything that you said. This was a really good discussion. I'm glad that you came.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming again.
Hey, drop in the chat your thoughts.
Yes.
And then is dating cooked? Drop it in the comments. Hey, we need to get 1K likes. Share with your friends, share with your mama, share with your dad.
Yes.
Share with your brother, share with your sister.
Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.
I'm just trying to make it through the night.